Musica Sanclae Miromene.
Our research project is about how flexible augmented reality systems can be used simultaneously with a multi-touch surface. Normally, when an augmented reality system is combined with computer or video game elements, a virtual world is transformed. By using both these systems together, we would like to investigate how the different tracking aspects operate. In Greek mythology, the labyrinth was an elaborate structure designed and built for King Minos of Crete, of Knossos. It is here that we have centered and want to center our narrative form. A labyrinth is known as a winding path in a complex pattern. This maze-like framework can be represented both symbolically and physically. The game's user experience will be based on natural movements, which are important parts of the game concept. The use of augmented reality cards enables the tangible interaction through physical contact with the table base and therefore actual interaction with the multi-touch table. We want to allow the user to take the labyrinth experience and use it to decipher and understand a mythical fantasy. While doing this, we would like to use the methods of deception, confusion, reassurance, and uncertainty to accompany the user. In terms of gameplay, at the beginning of the game, the player will approach the table and touch anywhere on the screen to start. The table will then load a full-screen graphic of the labyrinth. Gameplay will then commence with the player placing the augmented reality cards with tartan markers on both sides face down on the table in a specific orientation and/or stacked combination. Keep in mind that the AR visual component will be generated on top of the card. It will be used and activated at specific times during the gameplay. Player's actions will initiate feedback from the table that tells the user how he will proceed through the labyrinth. As the player moves through the game, he'll discover artifacts, visual objects, and items that inform him about a cultural myth or a fantasy. It will also provide the user with the next move or orientation. We intend to provide these clues and objects using both augmented reality and the multi-touch surface. The player's primary mode of interaction will be the arrangement, placement, and orientation and stacking of the cards on the table. We intend to create the game as a single-player game, but have left it open for the possibility of another user. The coexistence of a multi-touch surface and augmented reality is generally challenging. It requires a considerable amount of sensory information processed between the two technologies. The information also requires input from separate cameras and specific tracking methodologies. The configuration of both technologies will affect the data flow between interaction devices, objects being displayed, and the direction of the story. It all has to be done seamlessly so that there is no misrepresentation or misregistration between the different markers used. In terms of our production, an array of hardware, software, and programming components need to be studied further. One of the main focuses, however, will be the deciding which system to use as a support tool for the other. Our intention is to push the technological boundaries by complementing both technologies in extremely interesting ways. We want to provide enough entertainment so that players can see the potential of this sort of interaction. I'm burning up.
We'll give you a break.
All right. Are you good to go? Let me know. We should have just put some music, some text, and let them read as the text goes. And then we narrate while pictures pop out. Can you hear that?